story. Anyway, it's like it was through Scott Mellenby.
Oh yeah.
And one day we were reading the paper, me and my brother-in-law, and being Italian, as soon as we saw this name Luongo,
Yeah.
Roberto Luongo, I said, figure, it's Italian, let's take care of him. So I asked Scott, I was a good friend with Scott, I said, Scott, do me a favor. I said, I see this name in the paper, we just got a new goalie, Roberto Luongo, which, we would like to meet him. And he did, the next day he did, and Roberto Luongo came in, and we fell in love with him, because he's a nice person.
Yeah.
And he still is I love him. I mean, after 10 years, being married, even being married to my daughter, he's still a gentleman, he's still... There's no word to say. I mean, I truly love the man.
Yeah.
He's a good person.
What's it like having him back home?
It was listen, I loved, me and my son, well, the whole family, we loved Vancouver. We really did. Actually, Vancouver is one of my favorite cities. We've been all over, and we really fell in love with Vancouver. And when he got traded, it was a little hard, I mean, it was nice for him coming back to Florida because of my grandkids and my daughter and Roberto. But it was a little sad because we really enjoyed to go to Vancouver every once in a while. It was really beautiful.
But now he's home, you can see him, and it can be with...
Well, now he's home, it's nice. I mean, the best thing for me is a grandparent. It's, that I see my grandkids every morning, sometimes when Roberto's away, they stay at my house. And the best thing in the world is when they come and knock on your bedroom and say, no, we're here. And that is the best thing.
Would he come in all the time when you're at Coral Springs?
What do you mean?
Like he would come in to eat regularly?
Coral Springs?
Yeah.
In Coral Springs, when they used to practice right next door. And I had a room just for the Panthers. I had a room for them. And, like this, nobody bothered them. Yeah. And, they had... we took care of them, and they appreciate that, because even though the Panthers, the hockey players, I have to say, they're nice. They never, when kids go up to them, they always autograph. They never refuse them. But once in a while, it was nice for them to go into that room and just be alone among the guys and chit-chat,
Right. And he met your daughter there?
He met my daughter there, yeah. After... We were friends for a couple of years, for a year and a half, I think, and good friends. He used to come in. I met his mom there. She came in, and his dad. Then after about a year and a half, my daughter Gina, she used to work she used to work for a dermatologist, and once in a while she used to come for lunch, and. It was unexpected. Like one day, one of my chefs, he says to me, he says, Bob, something? He says, we have a little problem here. Because all my employees, it was like a family. See, like Gina, Juliana, Reno, they grew up in a restaurant. So all my employees, they loved my kids like their own kids. So it was like like a family. So my chef, also an Italian, he says to me, he says, we have a little problem. I said, what? He says, because then he became friend with Umberto too, and he says, Roberto likes Gina. I says, where did that come from? I says, well, she goes, Gina came for lunch and Roberto he saw her, and well, I says, you know what? I says, Luciano, I says, I'm not going to get involved because you really don't, with that situation, you don't get involved with that. And I says, whatever will be, will be. So I guess Roberto, he tried until my daughter says okay. And that was, that was the best thing because we really, really love Umberto Luongo.
Yeah. And he gave her flowers. Was that your idea for him to give her flowers all the time?
No, you know what? It was like, like my dad used to say, when you want something, don't give up. So I says to Luciano, the chef, I says, you know what, Luciano? At the time, Roberto was going to, I think he was going to Europe for world, championship.
Yeah.
And I says, listen, if he wants Gina, tell him to send flowers. So for a month, he sent flowers every day. I had my foyer was full of roses all over the place, and that's it. That's how it started.
That's great.